And good morning. It is Friday. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, already July the 29th. We'll kick this off next week as we roll into August. Can you believe that? That gets us really close to Christmas. Thanksgiving on the way. Whew, boy, this year has been a fast one as we look back on this. Lots going on this weekend, as we'll tell you about a few of the events that are going on and what the weather's going to do and what's happened in our fair part of the world. All that's on the way. The Neshoba County Fair coming to an end after a full week. Yesterday wrapped up all the political speaking. Hopefully you got a chance to hear some of that and enjoy yourself and see some friends. Always good to do that at the Neshoba County Fair. It'll all come to an end soon, as life will go back to normal. Let's take a look at Meridian Honda radar this morning as we fire off and look at a 60% chance of showers today. Now, this is what we've got. Now, this northern part of the state here will be under a level 1 in a little bit. Possibility of some severe weather in northern Mississippi beginning at about 2 o'clock this afternoon through 10 p.m. We'll look closer at this and where the line is. Well, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and do this now so you can take a quick peek of what's expected today. Here's the line. Tupelo, Mississippi. It will pick up right around Starkville, these areas here around Columbus, and take in the northern portion of the Mississippi Delta all the way across northern Alabama as well. Collierville, up through that area there, and then right on across to Knoxville, those areas there, just south of Nashville, Murfreesboro. Again, a level 1 in those areas. You got to get up into the Richmond area, Norfolk, Virginia, to get a level 2 for today. That's the outlook on severe weather. We'll take another brief look at that in a moment when we get deeper into the forecast. Ralph Fortenberry, how are you? Also, Becky Vickers is up. Janet Culpepper, I see you. A lot of folks. Good to see y'all. It is Friday, as I said. It is always good to have the weekend ahead of us to enjoy ourselves. Be careful and, well, enjoy. Let's get into some of the stories that are making their rounds this morning. As we got off of the morning show yesterday at 8 o'clock, it wouldn't be long after that to where I started getting reports of someone said, I had a friend that just witnessed a wreck and someone drove off. It was a white pickup truck. It would happen there where it meets 80, right there near MCC. The first wreck tore up the car pretty bad. He kept driving. He went on down to AutoZone, had another wreck. In the end, it would be at least 3 cars that would be hit where he drove off. Meridian police officers did a great job of stopping this guy. They caught him on 39th Avenue. He was arrested. Tons of charges are pending on him. We'll get a full detail this morning from the Meridian Police Department as to what all he is going to be charged with. I've even heard the possibility of no driver's license. Things that you don't expect when you come to town. There was probably some other issues going on with that we don't know of just yet. We haven't officially gotten the word on that, but always be careful. You never know what's waiting for you at a red light, do we? But he's been arrested and a bunch of charges. We'll get more into that this morning as we get answers from MPD. And again, they did a great job on doing that. It wouldn't be long after that Meridian would be part of a scam. I'm going to call it a scam that has happened all over the Southeast in the last, 24 hours or so. As we go here, let me pull up this first one. Now, Homeland Security, Mississippi is all over this as we pull this, show you this. Bomb threats in at least 25 schools yesterday. And, of course, Meridian was included in this as MCC got the call as we pull this up. And, again, Odie Barrett and the team went out on this with Lauderdale County Emergency. They went through the school. It was a call that came into the Sheriff's Department that on the second floor a bomb had been placed in Meridian. It ended up being false like many other places. Vicksburg got the call. Also, Starkville got this. As we read the update that came out from MCC, it says officials have learned from Emergency Management Director Odie there was no viable evidence of a bomb that led to students, faculty, and staff being evacuated from the campus in connection with the threat that was sent out yesterday morning. They were closed for the rest of the day, and they will resume office hours today. No one was in any danger, thank heavens. But something like that is scary. One of the last times, and we've had those before. I don't know if anybody remembers this. This would have to be 30 years ago. Alan Jackson was in town doing a concert, and somebody did that. That we left a lasting impression on him. But you can bet your boots with this many schools, and the call is supposedly to originated from Arkansas. We'll find out what's going on with that. I'm sure that they'll catch somebody over this. Technology is too good these days not to catch who done this. So we'll keep you on top of the situation. Hopefully no more scares like this will happen. We certainly hope not. As we go back to the Facebook page, I posted this yesterday. This was a quick one. They handled it very quickly. Emergency management was issued to this as well, where a gas line was struck back here where construction is, where Walmart is on the new Walmart there on Highway 39 near Jack's back in here, where crews were working. Another gas line was struck. Atmos was dispatched, and all of that was turned off so the threat would end. But still scary there when things like that happen. But they did jump on that soon. I did have a report of gunshots yesterday, to my knowledge. No damage was done or anyone hurt. Sometimes we find out later, but I'll report it that way this morning as we get into this. In the area of 24th Street. This will be just off of 493. Here's Magnolia Cemetery. Along in here, back down in here where Velma Court is, in that area there. As we said, if that changes, we'll let you know today, as sometimes things do get updated. We don't know everything in the at the moment, but that's what happened. We reported it. We also got a report of yesterday afternoon. How many folks we got on the edge of Alabama there? Cuba, just east of Cuba, there was an accident yesterday afternoon. So we pull this up as pictures came in from this. Overturned. Someone, hopefully no one was seriously hurt. Camper overturned, and that happened. Somebody pulling in as we look at these pictures. And that can happen in a blink of an eye as we get pictures from that. They get to swaying. Get too fast, you'll lose control. We assume that's what happened in that situation. I think everybody is okay, but still a scary situation there for a few moments. Again, that was just across the Bama state line there. We also, and thank heavens, nothing become of this, but I'll show you a little bit of footage from this. The call came into the Meridian Fire Department, but there's smoke bowling out of the Temple Theater. As we go back to take a look at this, Meridian Fire Department was on the scene. As we glanced through this, we'll see the fire department was there. There was a little smoke coming out of, as we get further into this video, you can get on down, as they go into the room there. At the end, nothing was hurt. I think there was some smoke and some water possibly damage due to the fact that the sprinklers turn on. We'll try to find out more on that today, but no major damage is what's good on that. That is. This morning, I hope you'll join us back at 8 o'clock. We'll show this again. We've got a different view, and we'll share this morning at 8 o'clock, the wreck that happened a little bit of a week ago on North Hills, Poplar Springs right there, where it meets by Walgreens, of the wreck that happened where 7 cars or so were damaged by someone that lost control of the car or had a medical emergency. We'll look at that again. We've got a different angle that was shared with us. We'll show that this morning. So come back at 8 o'clock. We'll revisit that again. I've said this many times this week, simply that we want everybody to know. This starts off the tax-free weekend, to where if you've been needing school supplies, today is the day to go back and get these, where you get that 7% off. Items of $100 and less qualify per item. Doesn't mean that you can only buy $100 worth. In the beginning, when that law came out, it was a little confusing. But it's anything that's 100 or less qualifies. You can buy as much as you want, but it just cannot cross that dollar mark. Includes backpacks, belts and hats, coats and jackets, jeans, pants, also socks, shoes, sweaters, shirts, anything that can be listed as a back to school, even undergarments for children qualifies for this. So take advantage of that. It'll be handy. It saves a little bit of money there. We also put this up, and I urge especially those, and it affects everyone, prices. Know what you're voting on. And now what is always scary about elections, especially when there's a special election, so few people turn out and then are not real sure what they're voting on. We want you to be aware of this, and I've got this posted. I urge you to go read all of this. This is the City of Meridian school bond election coming August the 9th to your election within the city. This breaks it down. I've even got a document here that you can click on, and it will tell you more about this. It tells you where to vote, what to do, and it's a part of and again, at the end of the day, by adding on to the schools, this would raise your taxes if you live in the city limits of Meridian, which then, you have to think of it, that would be passed on to consumers and businesses because their taxes will go higher. Be aware of what you're voting for. I'm not saying the school doesn't need it. I'm just saying be aware of it, and are you ready for your taxes to go up? Is it $34 million or so? It's a lot of money. I'd have to go back and reread this. I've glanced over it 2 or 3 times. But at the end of the day, again, if you cast your vote, you live within the city limits of Meridian, I cannot urge you enough to read this. Go to our webpage, sammedia.network, read it, share it so others will know. We'd like for you to be well informed before you cast a ballot. Whew, mouthful there, isn't it? Something to think about there. As we start looking around at headlines, this hits home to a lot of folks. I saw the story earlier in the week, and I didn't pay enough close attention to this. As we learned that a road rage event that happened in Scott County would kind of get closer back to East Mississippi, as to the Carthage area, to where a local man was killed in a road rage event. I don't know if you've heard about this. We pass along condolences to the family of William Nicholas Cardin. He was 40 years old from Carthage. He was shot in a car over road rage. They made an arrest at the scene. It was an 18-year-old that shot him. How could something like that happen, especially in our little corner of the world? Road rage. Pull over. Think it over. There should never be a time that something like this should happen. Ever. I don't care where you live. But it shocks our world when things like this happen to us. It happened on Highway 25. Rural Scott County is where that went on. I'm shocked by this and saddened. And I think most are. Carthage, a small town not far from here. I understand he was liked by so many people. Again, we pass along condolences to his family. Should never have happened. As we look to Vicksburg, always something going on in Vicksburg there. You see this in every town. They have made 2 arrests. We hope there's more as we put a stop to this nationwide. Catalytic converters. They got 2 of them. They'll be replaced by 40 more by night's eve. Y'all know that. They just keep coming and coming as long as they get paid good money to sell these. I think it was Alabama that passed that law to where you have to have a serial number if you sell one. Maybe the state of Mississippi will do that. Sad news for the Natchez area. I didn't see this coming, but Coca-Cola will be closing their location there in Natchez. The 40 employees that work there will be given an opportunity to move to another location. Still doesn't change the fact that they probably live in the Natchez area. Maybe some of those guys and ladies have lived there all of their life. Kind of tough to pick up and just move, isn't it? I hate for things like that as we see small town America disappear brick by brick. We saw all of this happen so many years ago as, 96 when we had Bill Clinton in office, NAFTA. It really just shut the South down. Now, we don't have anything made in America. We have to wait for it to come back on a ship. And, well, if you remember those guys talking about fireworks, you remember what shipping costs nowadays, and we wonder why things are so high? You have to pay to have products shipped into America. Never did I think I'd live to see a day like that, but it's here. We go to Columbus, Mississippi. This could happen in any small town also. $6,000, let me take that back. $36,000 worth of lawn equipment was taken from a business. How do you make a profit after that? Bad. We go back to Macon, Mississippi. We have a lot of folks that watch from the Macon area. Y'all be on the lookout. This could happen to you. This one happened on 2nd Street. An ATV was stolen. As we saw in the Meridian area, out in the southeast area, where we had 2 stolen this week. It's a quick sale when they do this. They load them up and swap them out and sell them to different areas. Is why they do that. We go to Pike County as we look around the state of Mississippi. Of a lady went to pick up her kids from, I assume, possibly an ex-husband, where they meet to swap out kids. She got in an argument with somebody. A shot was fired. Her car was rammed. He's been arrested. Don't mess with mama is all I can say. He's in the jailhouse now for doing that. Byram, Mississippi, which is in Jackson area. They're looking for someone that is armed and dangerous, robbed somebody. A bunch of bad things happening in that area. Always be careful when you stop. They're looking for him. We have, and I don't understand how, I guess it's a mindset as we look at criminals. So this was, when free money is given, the criminals come out. And we have seen, and I'm sure that they have not even scratched the surface of the fraud that happened in America when America was just handing out free money. And we go back to the PPE program during COVID. Another arrest has been made and a charge made of a Florida woman. She was arrested on Monday, and indicted by a federal grand jury on criminal charges relating to a fraud scheme involving the federal Paycheck Protection Program. 34 years old, she had a scheme there to take money. Y'all know this. We've seen it all across America. Some were huge numbers. They all should go to jail. Awful, awful, awful. But I'm telling you, that giving that much free money away, and America did need it during that time of when it was just shut down. But those folks that try to take advantage of those situations. Anybody a Patti LaBelle fan? She's going to be going to Natchez, Mississippi for the Blues and Soul Super Bowl. Be ready for that. I think it's coming in late August is when that will, actually October 7th is when that event will take place if you're a big Patti LaBelle fan. Hope you can make it down and enjoy yourself for that. Getting on this morning, 647, Janice Bounds, how are you? Glad to see you there. Also, Terry Ray is up. Thank goodness it's Friday, she said. You ever heard the term eating your words? That's more or less the headline this morning, as I'm sure he had to swallow his pride there for a moment as construction began back on the border wall. Yuma. You remember the movie 3:10 to Yuma as they finish up the wall there that Trump started. It's a hectic problem there, and the Biden administration gave approval to finish that section. He said not one more foot would be constructed when he took office. We've got a problem. D.C. is seeing that. If you'll start reading the headlines of what's going on there, they don't like it all of a sudden. After Texas and other states have been putting them on Greyhound buses, I say Greyhound, it may just be chartered buses, but they're sending them to these cities and dropping them off. Guess what? They don't like it. They're asking for protection. Their life is shaken up. So many people roaming around the streets that aren't citizens. Imagine that. We'll talk more about that this morning also at 8 o'clock as we get closer into this. There's another source as I read things that are going on nationwide, because this cancel culture is what I'll call it, as people try to redefine words and what they mean during a time to where, in my world, there's right, there's wrong, and this is the truth, and this is that. And as always, there's gray areas on any decision that you make. But as the left really pushes to change meanings of even what a man and a woman are, and I'm going to try to say this, my kids have always joked about the way I pronounce it, and I'm sure you, after watching me or listening to me for so many years, Wikipedia, as they tried to change the definition to align what recession means. It looks like Wikipedia is going to stop that to where they can't do that. Of course, that was an online service to where a definition you could log on and edit it. They're going to revoke that on words like this to where they can't change it. They're suspending the editing on this, basically. But it's just a rush to change everything that we know which bathroom to go to, who can be, and whoever thought that we'd be in an argument over swimming, who gets to join which team. We're there. We've got a lot to talk about this morning coming up with the show. Alabama last night executed someone. 28 years ago, back in 1994, he murdered his girlfriend. It would take 28 years on death row. Governor Ivey did not stop it. She gave the go-ahead. He got to meet his maker last night. Some of the headlines that are happening across America this morning as we begin this Friday. How are you feeling there? Joyce Gressett, good to see you there. We'll get more into this. We got your forecast next. Again, it's going to be a great morning. I hope you'll hang around with us. We got a lot to learn. All on the way today. Scotty Ray and Candace coming up at 8.
Don't ask me no questions and purchase your tickets for the Skinner Brothers Band, a tribute to Leonard Skinner. Make the Temple Theater your sweet home on July 29th, along with local favorites Fuzzy Jones and the Roadhouse Atlanta. Call 601-693-5353 for tickets.
If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have a construction project, and they have the latest equipment to make sure it's done right, including drones. Call Justin Palmer or Brandon Briggs at the Woodlands Group, Surveying Solutions. And the Skinner Brothers Band will be in with us this morning for an interview as they get ready to head to the Temple Theater. If you like Leonard Skinner, they'll be doing the music from 1975 and below. You ought to enjoy yourself there. Let's talk a little bit about weather this morning. It's going to be a hot day as this rolls in with our weather forecast as we look at all what's in store for us. Heat index at about 102, and we'll look what the National Weather Service has to tell us about that as well. Let's get in and see what's happening.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
1930 would set the record high, 102 on this day. As we talked about 28 years ago, 1994 was the coolest day recorded in our area, 61 degrees back in 94. Wow. Showers in the forecast for today, 94 is the highest what we'll reach, 93 toward Philadelphia, and it'll be somewhere right around that in Louisville as we go south through Quitman, 94. Laurel a little cooler with 93, and out to our west over at the Big Bridge we'll hit 94 as well in Vicksburg. And again, we got rain chances in this area up in here. We'll see it in just a second, a chance of severe weather there. As we look at Bama, northern Alabama, a chance of that severe weather there. We've got rain expected through Tuscaloosa all the way over to Demopolis and right over at Livingston. Highs in Montgomery today about 93 as well. 93 should be the target there in Livingston. As we'll come across heat stress today. Now, in the Meridian area, all the way back to the city limits of Jackson and south to Hattiesburg, all the way up to Columbus, we're looking at 105 at most. Meridian projected to be 102 today, but west of Jackson and taking in all the Delta and back into Arkansas could see somewhere close to 110 on that heat index side. Watch your heat stress. Be careful what you do. Don't have a stroke. Not as bad for us into tomorrow, as we'll see. Just the Delta has this level 1 for tomorrow. We should see 99 in our area here tomorrow, but it'll be a little bit warmer back over here in the northwestern portion of Mississippi and the Delta. As we look at severe weather today, and this is what we got, we looked at it earlier, it stretches from Yazoo, Mississippi up to Columbus, Mississippi, the northern portion of the state, then on into Alabama and Tennessee, on across to Virginia, a level 1 in those areas. Is there a chance that we can get some rain here? Yes, we're going to get that. This severe weather, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. if you're in the northern portion of the state or have to travel. Keep that in mind. We'll be here should it dip down any lower to let you know how the weather is doing. As we look at temperatures over the next 6 to 10 days, still hot weather. Do you see that? We do get a break maybe a week from now. Maybe some cooler. I wouldn't hold my breath very long. Remember, it's August. That can change in the blink of an eye. And I expect it to. As we look at the temperatures for today, and this is where we are as we look at our forecast, as I mentioned, we're going to get 92 to 94 today, somewhere right along in there. The National Weather Service tells us 94. My system tells us we should expect that high to be right at 92, but the heat index, 102. The worst of the weather should roll in most likely after 4 p.m., but we do have rain chances before then. Expect that 60% chance of it today. Tomorrow, increasing to a 70% chance of showers after 1 o'clock is when that will roll in tomorrow. The heat index should be 101 tomorrow. That's what we're expecting by tomorrow night, down to a 30% chance of showers. As we roll into Sunday, it's got to hold steady at a 30% chance of showers. And again, that should hold off until you get out of church tomorrow. That's the good news on that. Maybe not a wet one as you go in. We go back to work on Monday with a 40% chance and then increasing the rest of the week to a 50% chance of showers. And again, most of this will be in the afternoon, say after 1 o'clock with these showers each day. August, just hot weather. It doesn't hurt. Let that grass grow a little bit. As we look all the way through the 12th, almost mid-August, we got highs anywhere from 90 to 93, 94. We don't have any of those 101, 102 days projected at this point. Still rain chances each day as we look all the way toward August the 12th. Doesn't even sound right saying that, does it? As we go to the Gulf this morning, all looks clear, but I'm sure that won't last long as we go back to look at the National Hurricane Center. Not projecting anything for the next 5 days. Again, as we get into August, is usually when we see our worst of the storms toward the end there, mid-August, all the way toward the end. That's normally when we get the worst of the weather. We'll let you know. Best times to fish today? Well, let's go to Chet's Paint and Body and take a look at this. It's better today, is what Chet tells us. First major time starts this morning. It was before daylight. You get a slight chance here at about 8 o'clock there. Pretty good. You'll get another chance right at dark 30. Not the best there, but any time to go fishing is good. So we wish you there. Wind's going to be kind of light southwest wind, increasing to 5 to 10 if you're wanting to know how to fish there. Good luck. Hope you can make it out. Again, a minor time, about 10 o'clock this morning if you're looking for a great time to go fishing. Well, that kind of gives us an outlook of what's stirring across the land this morning as we begin today. Hot day in store for us. We'll get some more details coming up from the Meridian Police Department of things that are happening in our area. Be safe, and don't forget to come back and join us. We've got a band coming in. We're going to have a good time this morning. Beginning at 8 a.m., we'll go live at Fox 30 in the Meridian area, as well as right here with Facebook and YouTube, all of y'all. And again, if you have not joined us on YouTube, like and subscribe. You can find it under Sam Media. Easy to just look up Scotty Ray Report. It'll pull you to that page of Sam Media. Follow us there. It's a great way to have a backup. Sometimes it's even a clearer picture than what is on Facebook. You pick, you decide which network you want to watch it on. We do appreciate y'all so much. How are y'all doing there? Y'all have a safe weekend. We'll see you back in about 1 hour from now here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: